Morning, everyone. How's it going? How's it going today? Kevin, you're here. Hi, Kevin. Kevin! You're here, Kevin. And a bunch of other people, too. Oh, there we go. Titus Atlantis. Morning. Morning. How's it going? What am I doing today? Right. Okay, cool. So we're gonna work on some features here. Some of my block cookbook stuff. If you're interested in following along at home, this is the repository right here. Boom. There's a bunch of issues, a whole bunch of issues. Most of them from me, but a lot of them are also from the community. Troy Chaplin, who I believe is our good friend Titus in Atlantis, opened up a bunch which are awesome and helpful. So I think that's great. Just trying to figure out where to start. And I'll show you, I've been doing some work sort of offline a little bit. So one thing I did do was I built some templates because I don't like, I shouldn't say I don't like, I like my templates a little bit different than what are scaffolded with the standard create block template. So what I did was I created my own. I'll just kind of take you through it here. So if you've never built a template for the create block package, it really boils down to an index file and then two for sure directories that you need. One to keep your sort of block files, which would be like your edit, rendered PHP, your edit.js, your save, all the stuff that makes up a block, but then also a folder that represents all of your plugin stuff. So they're all mustache files, and you know what? I might just push this up right now, so if people wants to look at it, they can look at it. I'm gonna do it this way. No. GST, and so git add templates bdc GST. All right, so we should have all this stuff here. So I'm gonna add my BDC, which is Block Developer Cookbook template. I'm gonna commit that, and then maybe I'll just push that up there so you can have a look. But so anyways, the long and short of it is you have an index file which exports an object that contains a bunch of information about it. These two properties basically tell the tool where to get the plugin templates and the block templates. You can put this wherever you want. I put it in template/block. It's a little bit easier. There's also an assets one that you can put. So if you had static assets like an image or something or fonts that you wanted to use, you could put them in there. I'm not using them for this. I've also got some default values. So for example, I always have my namespace is Block Developers Cookbook. In this particular case, I've actually registered a custom category for blocks for the Block Developers Cookbook. So I'll be automatically assigned to that. I add some stuff to my package JSON. I like to use the WordPress prettier config. So when this is when this is scaffolded, what it does is it adds, that's not the right one. Sorry. It adds it down here at the bottom, basically. But it only adds it to the package, the JSON that goes with the plugin. So anyways, and what else? BDC. And so then I have an empty example, which come to think of it, that should probably be a default value for the example. So when that's scaffolded for the block JSON, you get an example, which is kind of strange because without this, it won't actually display an example in either the inserter or in the style book, which is what we want. So you need to have that in there for it to show up in those two places. So I'm now thinking that perhaps that's something that needs to go into the tool itself. I don't think the create block package, it supports it clearly, but I don't think it has a default value for it. So maybe we should add that. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. So then what I did in my package JSON, I'm doing this where I have a new block, I cd into my source directory, I run npx create block with the template of my template, and I pass it the new plugin flag. And then when I call it, I just go npm run block, and then I think block, and I can just, oh my god, block, and I can just go like block name like this, and it should give me a little scaffolderoo. Drop it in source eventually, block name, and then all that stuff just goes in there. So that's how I'm going to be building out these, because what I want to do with this is I want to have the source for a block, like a built ready to go one, and then I'm going to take that source, I'm going to turn it into a template, so then if you want to use like this connecting to meta template, it'll just be available to scaffold that stuff out. That's my plan. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to delete this right now. So I have the connecting to post meta one. I think we did last week, I believe. Did we not? Let's look. I also have WP now. I'm going to run WP now. WP now. Now start. Didn't I? How did I do this before? Oh, sorry. npm run. npm run WP now, and I pass it my blueprint. This should spin up my local site, which is pretty handy. And then, okay, so my plugins, I should have my plugin, and I do. It's right here. Post, all posts. Ryan Welcher. Oh, that's why, because this is, did we do a block that did something? I can't remember what we did. So connecting the postman. Oh, right. I added my big stupid face to my blocks. So I'm feeling like it might be a little bit silly, but oh, you know what else we need to do with this? We need to make this block so you can only add one of them, because I think that's probably a better solution here. So what block is this? This is the connecting to both the postman block. So we need to update the scaffold and all that stuff. Okay, so I was thinking of, because that one's pretty much done, isn't it? This one's pretty much done. In my here, we're registering. I'm registering. Oh, this is some tricksy code to basically register all the blocks all at once. This is adding my block categories, my block category, and this is adding some post meta for the post meta block. Awfully quiet in chat today. Is anyone at WordCamp US and actually tuning into this stream? Because that would be amazing. I would feel so honored. Sonored. Oh, you know what else is not running? Corey, you're not from WordCamp US, are you? That's awesome. No, I forgot my bot's not running. My bot is not running. So all the things, nothing's happening right now. I got contributor today, Corey. That's fantastic. Well, say hi to all the contributors for me. I'm having a bit of Cord Field API. We'll tell is Scott there? Tell him that we're working on connecting blocks to post meta. So there we go. Why didn't I go? I was doing a bit too much traveling. Needed to take a little bit of break from travel. I just come off of Greece for WordCamp US. WordCamp EU. And I had done a team meet up in Bristol like a few weeks later. I was a bit burned out, so taking a bit of a break. Oh, really now? Well, you just you're welcome to use any of this code. Kev, you're not there, are you? You're not at WordCamp US. Well, hi WordCamp people, if you're there. I'll just copy and paste. Yeah, do that. That's fine. Do that. Do you want me to? I can push this up if you want to look at it. I don't know if it's actually there. Okay, I should post it. I'm gonna just do that. I need one of these, and I'm gonna go GST. I'm gonna say git add source connecting to post meta boom GST. Untracked files. Okay, that's weird. All right, what do we got? So I'm going to add commit that, and I'll push that up. Oh, you tell him I miss him and his ukulele. He's amazing. So I just pushed that code up. So if you want to look at it, you're obviously more than welcome to look at it. It's in, oh my God, have I already done this? What? How can I have 2 directories? How do I have 2 directories? What have I done? What have I done? Weird. What the deuce? Yeah, exactly. How could I have possibly done that? All right, well, it's in here. You pick the one you want. You're welcome to grab it. That's weird. I don't know why that's doing that. Yeah, I know. I'm always doing post meta. Always. It's just like, it's because I can do it in my sleep now, so it makes me look smart. SMRT. All right, enough of these shenanigans. What are we doing now? Let's connect into metadata. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, I'm sorry. I renamed it. I think I renamed the. Yeah, I renamed metadata to post meta. So I'm going to. That's why it's up there. Git add connecting to metadata. Okay. Do this GST. Okay, so that should actually get rid of some of that stuff. Yes. Rename the thing. These are great commit messages. I just want you to know how good they are. The difference was just the naming. It's more accurate to call it post meta because metadata can be other things, term meta and things like that. So what we're actually doing is post meta. So I'm being pedantic, which is my favorite new word. Awesome. All right, so enough of this. What should we do now? What should we do now? I was going to do this convert to short code, which we could, but that's a bunch of work. I'm very intrigued, Titus, by your block validation pre-published checks thing, which I think is very cool. It's this issue. So I have done a pre-published checklist that won't let you publish if it's there. If it's there, what am I saying? If you're okay, well, you go focus on being present, and we won't miss you, punk. No, thanks for hanging out. Tell everyone I say hi, and I wish them the best to Contributor Day. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I guess so. We do have to meet in the real life sometime. That'd be great. What am I doing? Okay, so that is the repo, Titus, for the pre-published checklist. Now there's a whole like data store and stuff involved in there that allows you to set up some things to say what you want to have, like the number of I think it's like the number of words and whether or not you have a featured image. There's a couple of sort of entry, like, smaller level things, and then based on that, it'll lock publishing or saving the post if your stuff's not there. So that's a pre-published checklist. But what you're talking about, I think, is different, right? You want to have page errors. Okay. It says buttons must have content. I also learned that one instance for oh, nice, very cool. But you want to have the block sort of indicate what's wrong, right? Is that what you want? Like, you want to have a block level, or take the core buttons, pre-publish checks locked until text link has been added. Send a button. This works, but only when these core buttons are inner block in a custom block, I can't seem to get those same pre-published checks to work. Oh, I see. Yeah, the warning inside the block containing div would be a great upgrade for users. Okay, so how would we do that? You could probably so all right, let's try this. We're gonna do, I have an idea of how we could probably approach it. So what I'm gonna do, npm run block, and we're gonna call it whoever that was, Martoni Sato, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Why did none of my stuff trigger? I should have got one of those. I don't know. Sometimes my bot just fails me. I'm just gonna run this bot again and see what happens. I don't know, but thank you. Appreciate the follow. Okay, so what should we call this block? I think the block should be called, what we're doing is we're going to do block, is it like block level validation? No, that's not the right word. Block, we want to do like block publish requirements, maybe. Publish requirements. This is a horrible name. Someone help me out. Someone put me out of my misery. Block level checks. There we go. That's what I want. Block level checks. Okay. So I think what we can do is we can have a couple of things happening. So back in previous life, I built something where you could have so an editor, like a copy editor, would come into a post, and on a block level, you'd be like, oh, this paragraph has got to run on sentence. So you would select the paragraph, and then there'd be like a box in the right in the inspector controls where you could put a note and say, you know, this has got to run on sentence, or I hate this, can you rewrite it? And then what that would then, but based on the presence of that, the block itself would show an indicator. And that was done with basically some filters. You know what? Go here and here. It was done with a couple of filters, block filters. I cannot. One was the edit block hooks. I guess is what we're calling those now. See, I think it might have been this one. So what's extra? Oh, this might be it. A filter that applies to all blocks returning in the save function. This filter is used to add extra props to the root element of the save function. For example, to add a class name and ID. Okay, this is, I'm pretty sure this is what we did. So how? Oh, I don't think we want that. These are really old examples. Use block list, block edit. Okay, so what we can do is I think we can register a hook. Okay, so let's try this. So in here we've got, okay, npm start, so block level checks. So in our, where are we gonna do this? In our index maybe? I'll just do it in the index for now. Does that not use my template? What the hell? Yeah, I removed all that crap. What the deuce? I needed what the deuce part my way here. So package, did that not? Oh, that's frustrating. Why didn't that do that? I don't know. Okay. So my edit. Oh no, this is exactly what I want it to look like. I don't know what I was looking at there. I'm drunk. Okay. All right. So in our index, oh, I probably just didn't update index. So I think in here, I'm gonna import, import. Whatever that was. Where are we? So we need add filter. Import add filter from. I'm just gonna hide this for now. From at. Oh my God, Ryan. Home keys. Where are the home keys? WordPress hooks. I'm just gonna add it. Just maybe just above here. I think it'll matter. Just do it right here. Add filter. And then what filter? It's blocks.get save element. Blocks.get save element, and then it's going to be okay. This might not be the right hook. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is basically add a class. Basically, I want to add a class to the thing, to the extra, to it. So I think maybe this might be the right one to do it, because the class is going to be basically valid or is valid or is invalid. This is what it's going to be. Okay, this is going to be. Okay, it's going to be book, developer cookbook. Add is valid. Okay, and then in here, this will be basically a function. Right? I think. What is it? What does it take? It's a function. Gets the props. Okay. So we're gonna go. Class name. I'm gonna add another class name. We'll go props. We'll go. Class name is going to be is valid. Okay. So if I run this, refresh, I should be able to insert. Ooh. Uh-oh, I broke something. Temp block recovery. So if I look at this now, I should have a class on there called is valid. Get out of here. What is this? Do I not have that? Where is that? No, this thing. Okay, so class. Didn't work. Where the hell is that class name? Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna just remove this for now. What if buttons? Okay. So in buttons class, rich text. Running too late, maybe? I haven't used this filter very much. I wonder if I'm just doing it wrong. No, it's in there. Class name's undefined. Oh boy, that's a lot. All right. If is it props dot class name equals a lot of block groups in there. Oh, we got tag name, class name. Oh, wait, where's this? Is valid. Okay. Define. I think I need to figure out a better way of determining this. I'm going to look at the other filter. This filter doesn't feel right. We're going to try this one. Get save element. Should get element, block type, and attributes. Okay, so we're going to go save element. This will be element, block type, and attributes. Because this is going to actually allow me to mess with stuff. So okay, so I'm gonna do this, and I only want to do this on core. It was not equal to core. Let's say paragraph for now. Graph. I'm just gonna work with a paragraph block, and then what does it return down here? Then it returns the actual thing. Okay. I'm just gonna return element. What are we doing? What are we doing here? So okay, so it gets wrapped in an element. So what does the element Okay, I'm gonna return the element for now, and I'm going to actually I'm gonna console log my my element because I don't want to wrap it in anything. I want to just add a class name to it. Oh my god. Missing T in line 37. Oh. 30. Thank you, Graph and Web. Appreciate you. All right, let's see what we got here. Attributes. So it's a React symbol, props, class name. Okay, so maybe I can do something like return so it's a React element. Okay, what can I just do? Dot props. What if I can just set it and have that work? Okay, yeah, we got that. Okay, so weird. Okay. Where's that is valid coming from? I didn't add any of that. Okay, so if I go equals, what is it? It's an object. Is it an object or is it just a bunch of strings? I think it's just a string. Okay, so I'm gonna go dot class name, right? Class name plus equals. This is so ugly. Plus equals, and then we'll go is valid. We'll see what that does. Right, and then I can say element.props.class name equal classes, or I should probably just do this. Right? I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna delete that. Update this. Clear all this junk out. So inspect. Is valid. Okay, so we've got that in there. But we'll probably want to do this with the attributes, right? We'll probably want to add an attribute that basically handles that. So to add new attributes, where is the register block type filter? That's what we want. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna add this filter as well, and it's gonna be so settings. I think that's right. So let's go in here. We should be able to see the attributes of this particular block. Unless I completely broke it. Boolean is not defined. Yeah, of course, because it's actually, that's one of these. It's one of those things we like to call a string. Oh boy. Okay. You just expected. That's fine. That's fine. WP data dot select, and we're gonna get what is it? It's not core. It'll be core edit and edit post. Get blocks. Is that that's what we want? Client. Okay. So attributes in here. Class name is valid. We have the attribute. Why do we have the attribute in there? Yeah. Okay. Get out of here with all that. Clearly, we're getting into some weirdo validation errors here, but attributes align. Type is an object. Boolean default is false. So that's just not in there, is it? Settings. Like this should break everything. Is my build running? Stand by. Ooh, what is that? Let's turn this one off just for a second. Oh, what is that? Ugh. That every once in a while that happens. And I don't know why. I have to restart. I have to restart my my WP Now instance. Don't know why. Just it's a thing that happens. Okay, so I'll post come here again. Okay, so let's see. That's all. So object attributes. Is that not running? Is this the problem? Very odd. I don't know why that is. Something's not right. Let's just start building it maybe? Because this should. I'm just gonna do this. This should basically give me everything, but without attributes, which would be kind of dumb. Maybe. Oh boy. You're added in afterwards. Okay. I don't know. All right, let's try that. run this like super late. I wonder if that's what's doing it. I wonder if it's being overwritten some way, shape or form. Because I don't see my attribute anywhere. Unless it needs to be run down here. What is going on? Because this is how I would do it. This is how I would do it. I would that doesn't make any sense. Am I doing this? Am I adding my no register block type blocks? Do I have the filter wrong or something? I swear I've done this before. Whoa, what was that? Titus Linus, how you doing? What's the name of that hook? Just gonna see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna steal my code from somebody else, which happens all the time. So I'm gonna do this. Put that in there. And what is block type? Okay, I write all because this is valid attribute. So this should add a new thing there. So the site cannot be reached. What is going on with WP now? It stopped. Weird. Oh, because I switched. Nope, that's not what I want. What's this one? I want npm. That's the one I want. We'll get there together slowly, but we will get there. We will get there. So I'm just gonna run. That's get blocks. Oh, I gotta do it top level. Okay. Get blocks. So in here, line ID, attributes. Yeah, it's not. No attributes for that. Oh, getting my tip. Maybe your app in settings. .supports. In the return, would you not want to wrap that in settings .supports? Yeah, but that's what I'm. All right, sorry. Are you talking about here? Because what this should be doing is taking all the settings and then overriding the attributes property of the settings object And then we're taking all the existing attributes and then we're adding this afterwards. But it doesn't seem to be wanting to do it like at all. And I'm wondering if this is running like in the wrong place. Like what hook does this need to run on? Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm running it like... Because it's being run and the blocks are being instantiated, and maybe that's the problem. Okay, I think that might be the problem. Maybe I need to have this running like before. It's annoying. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do a. We'll get this figured out. So webpack.config.js, and then here I've got my little webpack thing. I'm gonna call this plugin. Oh, hooks maybe. Now I'll do this source new folder hooks. Source hooks index.js. Okay, so then in here, I'm gonna take my hooks out of there. This is a guess, but my guess is because I'm running it at the same time I'm instantiating it, these hooks are not in place, and that might be the issue, but we'll see. But I honestly have no idea, so we'll figure it out. Get that out of there. And then in my hooks, we're gonna okay, we're gonna run that. We're gonna run this. So I need to start my build again. Build is not running. Everything just keeps wanting to stop. Hilarious and awesome. I'm going to need to enqueue this, so I will do that. Enqueue a JavaScript from a plugin. This will be in my build. It will be. Oh, what? The hell? Module not found can't resolve source in. How can it not resolve source? Hooks index.js. What the fucking shit? Everything's falling apart on me today. Yeah, I did mean that. There. Okay. Excuse me. Now it works. Reasons? No idea. No idea. Build. This will be, what do I call this thing? Hooks. Hooks. And assets. No, that needs to be that. Oh, is that what I didn't do? I didn't say the first time. Oh, okay. Well, thanks. One of us is paying attention. And this will be hooks.js. And let's see if that solves the problem. And network, make sure my sources are getting pulled in. Okay, looks like it's getting pulled in. Do this now. Blocks. I hope this is the reason. Is valid. Okay, so that was the reason. So that was a long way to get there. But what was happening was because the point at which the blocks were registered, those hooks already have to be also registered like before that. So that's the issue that I was running into. So we should have a couple of extra things in here that we don't need. We should have wait, I just saw that. Oh, it's that. Oh, am I doing it at the wrong level? Is that what you were telling me? Is that what you were saying, Titus, that I have it set in a weird spot? This doesn't seem to be working at all. This is still not working. What the hell? I wonder, oh, the other thing I could be doing wrong is valid block is okay. I wonder if that's part of it. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, of course. Fucking shit. Sorry. Just me being really stupid. This is just me being really dumb. What the deuce? Yep. What the deuce is correct. I think it was adding it, but I think I was looking at the settings before it was getting added. Yeah. That's the kind of day it is. That's the kind of day. Block is okay. Does this get added? Block is okay. All right. So this is block is valid, right? So I hope that's correct, because now I've added that. I see it in there. I refresh this. Now if I do the get blocks on here, I should have it in my attributes. I should have, it's not fucking, oh my god. Hey Valencia GC, thanks for the chat. That's yeah. Okay. Let's get. It is getting the class name of is valid. Am I still assigning that? I didn't think I was even assigning that anymore. I'm really at a loss as to what's going on here. All this stuff should be just working the way it needs to be working. All right, let's update this, and I get the blocks again. I should have 3 hitting. Content test level 1 client ID inner blocks is valid true. I think that's not anything. This hook isn't working. But the file's getting loaded. The hook is just not adding. the thing that I needed to add. I don't know why this is doing this. I really don't. There's some weird stuff I put here. Because this should be getting me like get blocks. Hold on. Default is going to be, yes. Let's just say that. So now if I insert this, if I refresh this, like if I code editor, give me a class name of is valid. None of these. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. What was that? Get blocks. Everything? Nope. Oh my god, what was I just running? It wasn't core editor, it was edit post, right? Edit. That's it. Oh my god, come on. Sorry. Core edit post. Editor get blocks. That should give me my blocks. And then there should be get block attributes. Get block attributes. I'm going to need an attribute ID, a client ID for that. So I'm going to take this client ID, I'm going to pass it into here as a string, and I'm going to see if I can get the attributes for that. Okay, so I do have the attributes. They are not showing up when it's inserted. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. So I have this block is valid, yes. Okay. So okay. All right, so that's a true. Okay, so I think I can go back to doing what I wanted to do. I'm just doing this. Don't need all these nested things. I think that would just be fine doing it like that and get rid of that. Okay, so that is wrong. More of those. Okay, so that's that. All right, so now that we have that block is valid in there, we have the ability to change whether or not the block is valid. So, but based on that, we're going to want to add essentially a class name. We're getting closer. So, not that one. Let's save it. Replace or extend the element, for example, using element. Okay, so what? You get out of here. I think the is valid is coming from core. That's what I think. That's where box valid type, building type, default to console log settings. Yeah, so I think we're getting closer. Default is true, console log settings. Okay, yeah. So I believe the is valid as actually coming from core, because if a block is invalid, you'll get the invalid block error, and then it can check things. So I think that was a bad, like this is okay, but using like is valid, I think is incorrect. It's actually going to be messed with. You have a question? Go ahead. Which question? Okay, so we have that there now. So we want to add a filter that's going to basically give us a class that we can mess with, right? So get save element. So we could do something like this, I think, and we could wrap it in. So let's just, for the sake of example here, I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, we're gonna do this, and then we should be able to say like is invalid. Right, better look at your code, answer the question. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna try this. Exit the code editor, of course. Okay. So if I look at this, inspect. This is not great. We really only want this in the editor, right? We only want this in the editor. We don't want it to be part of the save. Oh, that complicates things a little bit. Through a combination of filters, I think we can do this, and then we'll have to like sort of have a data layer that talks to the block and see what is going on with all of this crap. This is erroring it like crazy. Okay, so that's all on the front end. That's not at all what we want. Haha! Okay, we're getting a little closer. So save content is probably not what we want. Okay. I wonder if we need to do this. I wonder if we need to do this. This is such a ridiculous example, but block list. Use to modify the block wrapper component containing the edit component. This is, I think this is what we want. This is what we want. Okay, because we only want this. Okay, so hold on. Get rid of this crap. Get rid of this garbage. Just garbage. Okay. We don't want to mess with the save, because the save puts it on the front end. We don't want that, right? We want to get the stupid Chrome window working again. Like, we don't want this stuff. We want this to happen only in the save. Sorry, in here. And we're going to a temp block, and I don't know why that's in there now. We're just gonna go ahead and delete all these. delete. We'll get there. We will get there. I promise you. Okay, so we update this. So what I want to do, I'm going to put a paragraph. I'm just going to go this. Oh, sorry. This is a paragraph. Block. Okay, so what is this thing supposed to be doing now? Class name blocks. Okay, so this should have a new. Right? So we should have a new. Blocks. So I'll move this up and zoom it in so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. And then what I want to do is let's see what we have in here. So attributes. Okay. I'm gonna pass this client ID. Here's a fun fact about client IDs. They are actually not unique. Well, they are, but they are not. They're generated, and every time you load the page, they're different. So they're not super duper helpful. So let's add the class name of. Oh, it didn't work, Kev. Why didn't it work? Oh, it's disconnected. Try that again. So I'm just gonna put a little in the editor. I'm gonna do a little like test class. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna add that. I'll put it in here. I don't know if this is gonna get targeted properly or not. We're gonna go background red. Okay, so now let's see. Aha! Oh, that's good. Has nothing to do with this. So this. Oh my God! Come on. Whoa, this is like glitcherson here. Is this gonna keep failing? Okay, so I'll show you how to fix this. If you go into, I've run it into this a couple of times, and I don't know why it does it, but basically, if we look for cd into WP now, right? We should be able to CD WordPress versions ls. I think I'm gonna just rm rf latest, latest, and we'll do that. And then I think when I come back over here, this will it'll download. There we go. So it downloads a new version of WordPress for you. It's a bit of a annoying hack, but it is a thing that it works. Okay, so now I think what we can do is we can say in our hook we can go, because we'll have what will we have? Well, props will include attributes, so I can go console.log attributes. Right, I should have all my attributes in there. Not on that page. Not on that page. I apologize. This has been slow going, but we're gonna get there. Oh, what have I done now? Console. Attributes is not defined because it's props.attributes, not. That is specific. Yes, Titus, your question is definitely. It's specific to using WP now. It's might even be specific to me. I don't know. Things hate me. So here we have our attribute of block is valid if it's true, right? So what we can say is we can go like this. Class name. We could say you will do this. Class name. No const class is equals props dot attributes dot block is valid. After this, go whatever. Valid. Else, say invalid. I'm just going to add these two classes here, right? Invalid. Right, so we can do that. I'll put a class name in there. We'll do this. And now in my CSS, now I'm just kind of doing this a bit half-assed, right? So this will be blue, and invalid will be red. Invalid, red, right? And then what we can do is, so I think now this should just show up as blue. It does, okay. So this would be your default state. I'm just leaving it blue. And then I think, can I update attributes for a given block? Probably have to dispatch that though, because that'd be very cool. Let's do this. Oops, new, get blocks. Because what you'd want to do, however you'd want to do it, block editor, okay. I'm gonna quit having these stupid things yell at me. So we use block editor now is the thing. So we're gonna get our blocks, and then I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna do dispatch in here. Dispatcha. And I can't remember if there's actually like a update set attributes for insert block, insert, replace, update block attributes. So what does it need? Okay, so then I go, should we go dot update block attributes. I'm guessing it's going to be the client ID, followed by guess an object of attributes. So we'll say block is valid, value valid is false. There we go. So that's what you'd want to do. So somehow you would do that, right? So that's how. So you'd set up these wrapper things, and then you would just need to check, like so. For your example of buttons, right? So buttons comes in as valid. Block is valid is true. So you want to check to see if your you want to check to see if there's a text in there. So we can do that. Okay, so yes, I think you could. I think you could absolutely do it. There's a bunch of stuff to set up, but I think it's completely possible. You could do something where you're like, you can import, what is it? Import plugin document setting panel at oh my god, come on, WordPress, is it edit post, I think. You know what, let me just steal it, edit somewhere else. This thing. So we'd have a little resource in here, plugin index, bunch. That's weird. Okay, so how am I not? I can't remember where I'm actually doing this. So this would be category word section. Oh, I think that's what we want. Okay, so we will pull in that from there. We'll need to pull in, I'm sure we'll need to pull in register plugin too from somewhere. From here. And so there's one of the fun things about the one of the fun things about register plugin is that you can use it to kind of inject code, if that kind of makes sense. So because what happens down here, I don't care about that. What happens is it actually gets injected into Gutenberg, kind of in this area thing called the plugin. What's it called? Oh my god, it's part of my slot field talking. I cannot remember what it's called now, but it's basically like render plugin area, I think it's called. And so it's sitting in there kind of behind the scenes. So you can have things that's checking data, right? Like you can do that kind of thing. So you can have it look at data store. You can like retrieve blocks and stuff. You can do whatever you need to do with it. And then you have the ability. Oh, okay, I'm not importing something. I'm talking and copying and pasting, which is exactly how I live my life. YOLO. Okay. Anyways, what you can do is, so you can have like a panel that registers something, and then you have your data storage just kind of sitting in there, right? Hello, where'd that go? Oh, there's nothing in it? Interesting. Oh, test right there. Okay. So that's it. So so in here you could have something running like what you have now. You dropped the link to the source in the. Where did you drop that? In the issue? Oh, right there. Yeah. Of course you did. Because you're prepared. You're a prepared kind of guy. Pre-published sidebar. Yeah, okay. So this is exactly what you're going to want to do. So we're going to pull use. Okay. Yep, this is exactly what you're going to want to do. So in here, we're going to do... no, Ryan, that's not where that goes. You idiot. And then we're going to go const blocks const. Your code just has it going on. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, so that'll get you your list of blocks, and then you're going to want to, the problem that you're going to want to figure out. So if you want to check specifically the you're gonna want, like, so if you're wanting to check the block, like the buttons block is what I'm trying to say. So if you're trying to check that, with this anymore, you can. So what you need to do is basically get the list of blocks, right? We're gonna insert a buttons block here, right? And then we're gonna see we have a list of things. So we're gonna have to filter this, get core buttons, return the client ID. So we're gonna have to go, like const, this would be like buttons blocks, because you'd have more than one, equals blocks. You have to check to make sure it's there. Like filter, right? No, that's not it. Filter, it'll be gets past the block. Let me go block. Let me say, what does it look like? So it's an array, so it'll be block.name equals core buttons, and the block dot name core buttons. Oh, that's the other way around, I think. That, right? And so now we should, console.log, we should get our buttons blocks now only show up in here. What, I gotta get rid of whatever else is console logging, because that's bugging me. What else? There it is. Okay, do that. Right. Reload. So that'll just be. Oh, I didn't save it. Sorry. Buttons. We can update this. So we should have just a single array in there, so we can just kind of take the first one off of that. For our cases, right? So we can say, and then we want to select. What is it? I think it's we want basically child blocks. So then you should be able to say console log. Okay. Sorry, I keep doing the wrong thing. Okay, so now if we go select get block, is there a block children? I can't remember. Block. You know what? I don't think you need that actually. I think you just, because there's inner blocks, right? So we can say, because there'll be an inner blocks array for this. So and know that we block instances. So then you could do something like, so a lot of like, so we get all blocks, right? And then we check for buttons blocks, and then we go const first buttons block, equals buttons block dot thing, right? Assuming it's there. And then we'd have to say children. There's got to be a better way of doing this. Constant, so like inner buttons equals first buttons. Oops. First buttons block. If it's a thing, we want the inner blocks, right? Which is an array, and then you can check the attributes for that. And like, so test date that changes. We should have, keep looking through the attributes, inner blocks, attributes. So there's text. So that's what you could do. You could just do, this is gonna be so ugly, but we could just go the inner blocks dot the first one dot attributes dot attributes dot text is not as has a length. Oh. Right? Console dot log enter buttons. I want to call this check, right? So we can do something like that. No idea what this is going to do. This. Okay. So if I get rid of this. Okay. So and then so we have. Are my console logging that? Okay. So I'm console. Oh, sorry. Length is greater than 0. So this will be our check. This is super naive, but there's a way, like, this is how you'd have to do it, right? You have to step through, get all the things. So this is true, and this is now false. And so basically what we could do is we would have to then go, we would have to do something like this. We'd have to go, we need a dispatch in here. So we need that from WordPress data, and we need to go dispatch. Sorry, this is getting a bit confusing. So we're gonna go const update. What was the name of that function that I called? It was dispatch block editor. Not that one. Oh god, never mind. Dispatch core block editor dot update block attribute. So that's the name of the function that I want, right? So that do like this. This equals use dispatch, and we'd use the core editor. Although we should probably get that from the block editor store. So I'm not going to do that now, but there's another way of doing it. So we're going to actually put it in here and put it in here. And then we have this, and we can say if no inner buttons check, we could call update thing. We're gonna get the first buttons block dot client, if it exists, client ID, and we're gonna pass the attributes that we want to say. We'll say what was the block? What was the attribute that we added? This is fun. Block is valid. Oh no, not there. We'll do it down here. Block is valid, and we'll set it to false. Or actually, we'll just do this. I won't even do that. I'll just do this. So it's gonna set it too many times, but this should hopefully do what we want it to do. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. So in theory, it broke. Use dispatch is not defined. What do you mean it's not defined? Oh, sorry. Use dispatch. Oh, it was a big anticlimactic thing there. Happens to the best of us. Okay. So let's see. Internal error. I don't care about internal errors right now. I'm just gonna say this. So let's go this. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. So yeah. So what you could do then is you could also have like add another block. We add another block, right? So we'll update this. Updating failed. Of course, updating failed. Because what the hell's going on with this now? How do you not get it? Okay. Okay. Troubles with WP Now today, man. Weird. Okay, let's try it again. So I'll post now. Okay. So what the other thing that you could check that, like you're gonna want to encapsulate this in such a way, you know, like we want it to be, if we want to add, like if we want another button, if we add another button in there, we're going to definitely want to make sure that this also gets checked. So you can check that sort of in a different way, right? Instead of doing just checking the first one, you could you know, loop them all and set a, you know, create a let up here and say valid. Set it to true, right? And then you could go something like probably go that, right? Dot map, or I'm just gonna use dot map block, right? Don't necessarily need to return anything for this, but whatever, we'll just do it this way. Right, and then you can just say if basically block dot attributes dot length is then you can say valid equals false. There's probably a much trickier way of doing that. I'm sure Kevin's gonna link it and make me look stupid, Kevin, and then we can just pass valid in here. I think that'll be what we want to do, right? So if any of those inner blocks don't have that particular value is not defined. Where is value? Typo. A typo. That's the typo song. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but that is definitely typo. So check this out. This is not working. Okay. Weird. Okay. So it's not valid. Why is it not valid? So let's check. If block.attribute.text length is less is, I think I had my logic backwards there. Sum? Don't you start. Yeah. So that's what you could do that way. What's this dot sum? I've never heard of that. Dot sum. At least one element in the array passes. Oh, that's cool. Checks whether an element is given. Array. So you pass a function to it. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, cool. Oh, I love that. So I have to define just my check function, right? So instead of map, I could go, so valid, so then const would be is valid equals, you do it on the array. Okay, so you do it on inner blocks dot sum, and then it's a function. Okay, it takes an, okay, so basically just whatever I put it into the map function, right? This, and we'll say is that gonna work, Kevin? Oh, I learned something, Kev. You're the best. You're the second best. You're like top 10. Top 10. Oh. Is my logic backwards? Yeah, I think it is backwards. So if one of those is okay, what I want is basically if one of them is less than 1, I think, right? Would that be what I want? Did I just break that? If one of them is not equal to 0, then it's valid. Yes, that is right. Okay, so that I think that's the, yeah, that's probably a better way of doing it. So it's not if any one of them. No. If any one of them is equal to 0. If any one of them is not equal to 0, then it's. No, I don't think that's right. I think what I want is basically if any one of them is. Yeah, I know. I'm so not equal changes to false. But what this is doing is saying if any one of these in here is not equal to 0, then this is invalid. But that's a true thing, so I just have to do that. So I had to do this. I have to do the opposite. Boolean logic, man. Boolean logic. All right. No, that still doesn't work. Okay. Getting there. Okay. So if sum of text.length is less than 1, right? Then it is invalid is true. So you're saying that is what I should be doing? Let's see. So this is saying it's false. It's saying it's false. Oh, I didn't do that. All right, I think we got there. How many professionals does it take to? It's still not working. Kevin. Oh, every is probably the one I want. Where's every? I've never even heard of that before. Man, how do I not know anything about JavaScript? Array every. Prototype every. So everything has to be okay. Yeah, every is what I want. EV, because I want every block attribute to be not equals 0, and then it becomes valid. Right? Only on my stream will you come here and I have to, the only way I know how to do things is when someone tells me from the audience. Okay, test. So that should become invalid again. Ooh, what's that? Oh, interesting. Length. So what? Wonder. Okay, so that's it. That's interesting. Let's refresh that. Let's give me a little error there. Wonder if that will fix that little error. Seems like it's not this again. No, don't. These are fun. These are really awesome ones. Like, I'm very happy with this. This is great. This has nothing to do with you. This is a stupid. Okay, so I'm still getting an error. So we basically have to make sure that it has an item, but it's still it's not working there though. So okay, so I need to check to make sure that every block. So oh, that's what I want, right? That's maybe what I want. I'm just like fighting through some of the details. I really like this. I think this is a fantastic. This is a really good use case that I think people need. Right there we go. Okay. So as you keep adding them, you keep having to add things, right? And then basically you could, based on in your like data check, you could say, okay, do any of these blocks set to invalid if they are locked post. That's basically what you could do. I probably not gonna have time to get into that now, but this is kind of a rough way of doing it. And it wouldn't necessarily have to go in here, but in here we have this, but this is how we're injecting our sort of data code, which is kind of fun. But it doesn't necessarily have to be used in there at all. It just has to be rendered. In fact, oh my God, I want to check something. I'm testing a theory. I'll explain my theory if it works. Oh my God. Okay, so this, I guess this doesn't need to be register plugin, but if you just wanted to introduce code into the block editor, you could do it with register plugin and not return any UI elements. Another way that you could do it is just basically, in-queue the code. But anyhow, you probably want to have some kind of feedback, and this is where you would have the feedback here, right? But what you could do is you could what's the, you know what, I'm gonna look it up real quick because I don't want to wait for it, but there's a dispatch thing that we can run. 5. No, I need the data. Do I need the data store? What do I need? Oh, there's 5. So I want to be able to this. Where'd that come from? From block core editor? Okay, so I'm gonna put it in here, and I'm gonna basically do this. If not is valid, we're going to lock post saving, else we're going to unlock post saving. And there's a weird little thing where you actually have to call this, or at least you did the last time I tried it. You couldn't just call the post lock, you had to call both the lock and the disable publish button. Lock post saving is not a function. Oop, did I take it off the wrong thing or whatever? Core block editor? What? Oh, maybe it's in the wrong place. Okay. Maybe it was editor. Stand by. stand by, I did this incorrectly. I'm gonna grab this and put it here, and I need that. That needs to go away, and I hope this is gonna be correct. We'll see. It is the editor. Okay, so in theory, I should be able to add some stuff, paragraph down here, do all this, right? And then if I add a button in here, see, it locks the post. So the post is not savable until you add some text here, and then now it's there. So that's what you can do. Now you don't have to do this background thing. All it's doing is adding a class. Like I've seen some really cool things where you like I was paired with a really amazing front-end engineer when I worked on that project that I was telling you about, where we had sort of the inspector controls in the sidebar that when something was added, I basically added a class to the block list wrapper like we just did, and it added this like really nice like red exclamation point in the right top right corner, and put a really like tasteful like line around it, so you can do whatever you want. But that I think is pretty close to what you want to do. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Titus. It's a little bit rough, but I'll spend some time on it to get it a bit more like palatable for like a workshop format. But feel free to steal all this code. I will push it all up right now, wherever that is. I'm just gonna add the. I think we need to add that. Yeah, we need to add this piece, and here's the hooks, and the webpack. Where's the webpack? Where's the webpack? Okay, I'm gonna say add a hooks directory. Okay, I'm gonna push that up. So that should be in the hooks there now. So it's a rough start, but yeah, it should be up there. Let's just make sure it's there now. Block validation, code, where did it go? Source, hooks, and it should all be in there. So there you go. There you go. Use it. Tell me how it goes. I'm really excited to see, like, if you spent like a few days on it and doing actual work on, like, not just this garbage that I threw together. But the concepts behind it is to basically add an attribute to any block, all blocks, whatever blocks that you want to add this to. So in there you would actually do it. Let's see, you would do it. I'm sure you know how, but in here you get the name. So you would just do like if name equals whatever, or if it's in an array, you can put an array, whatever, add it there, and then you'd want to do the same thing down in here, so you can get the props and whatever. You need the block list and figure that all out, and yeah, that's probably it. And then where you put this code is up to you. It doesn't have to be in a sidebar or the post status or in any slot. It can be, but if you want to display UI elements, you'll most likely want that, right? But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. It'd be super cool. Oh, it'd be super cool? What if there was a way, I don't even know how you'd do it. How cool would, okay, this is homework for you, Titus. So let's say you got 1,000 blocks in here, and then over in here, this thing, don't learn about higher order components. You don't need to. Well, some of those examples are a bit old. So higher order components are like an older React sort of paradigm, and everything is going towards hooks now. So there's a couple of filters that probably still need to use it, but for the most part, you're going to want to be focusing on hooks. But just think of higher order component as a component that wraps another component in functionality. That's really what it is. So there's examples out there of like with dispatch and with select. And that's basically taking the component that you created and giving it those features. It's like a decorator, if you will, sort of. Anyways, yeah, so my idea was if you had a list of invalid blocks and you clicked on the block, it'd be cool if you could click on the invalid block and it would jump you to that section. That would be super cool. That would be wicked awesome. Anyways, so that's that. Okay, well, I'm going to call it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, everyone. I appreciate you very much. Yeah, if you can pull that off, I want to see it. I want to see it, and I want to like tell the world about it because I think it's an amazing idea. And yeah, okay, cool. I'm out of here. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for the follow. Can't remember who it was, but thank you so much. And we'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content on WordPress development. You can also join me live every Thursday at 10:30 Eastern on Twitch. Check the description for the link.